is poppin' YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Dopeaxxpana, and today I'm super excited for this transformation. I am doing some Smedium full boho down to the booty braids, and I'm using a new curl pattern today that I'm super excited for you guys to see. Is definitely giving middle part or side part bust down. You guys know I teamed up with my favorite hair company, YWigs, and today they sent me 3 packs of their Burmese loose deep wave hair, and I am super excited for you guys to see how these bundles turned out. These are double drawn in 18 inches, and I'm going to be using a total of 3.5 bundles. They sent me 3, and I actually purchased an extra bundle to create this full look here. And so I'm going to start off by sectioning off the nape of my client's neck. I always start by doing this. This is always my first part, and this is really going to determine the size of those braids. And since we're doing Smedium, I'm going to be doing 3 rows in this area of the nape of the neck, and I pretty much just start out by doing a rough draft, and then we're gonna go in and define all those parts. So because I'm doing Smedium braids at the nape of the neck, I'm gonna have 3 rows down here, and literally it's gonna go 4, 5, 6 for the amount of braids in each row. How many braids you put in each row really is dependent upon the size of the nape of your client's neck. Because she has like a smaller nape, I can start off with 4 braids, go 5 and then 6, and still have my braids be small. Sometimes for Smedium, I do have to put 5 to 6 braids on this bottom row. Like I said, it just depends from client to client. Now in these bottom rows, I typically don't put any boho hair because it's on the nape of the neck, it just gets tangled really easily because that's where we sweat. It rubs against our clothes and our body. But because we're doing super full boho, I am going to be adding some boho pieces onto these back ones just in case my client wants to pull her hair up. It doesn't look crazy. But I'm only adding about 4 to 5 pieces onto these braids at the nape of the neck, so not nearly as much as I'm going to add going up, but still just giving my client a little something to work with back there. Now because my client is tall, I'm using 54-inch braiding hair, and I'm going to make sure I braid that human hair into the ends of the braids. That's going to add some extra length, and that's pretty much how I'm getting them to be longer without having to extend them. I absolutely hate braiding the human hair into the ends, but it does give it a nice natural finish, and it just looks super cohesive when I do it. So even though it's super tedious and I hate doing it, whenever I have models, I always try to braid the human hair into the ends. The alternative to braiding the hair into the ends would be to perm rod it, but because this hair is a loose wave, it is going to be a little more challenging to match that curl pattern with the perm rod. So that's another reason why I decided to braid this human hair in. To seal my ends today, I am going to be tying them in a knot and putting a small dab of hair glue underneath the knot so that it's hidden, because sometimes it does leave like a little white residue and we don't want that. So I'm going to make sure I put that dot of nail glue and then wrap my knot 2 times over it so that it's not showing, and that is what that end should look like. And this is what that first row on the nape of the neck looks like, guys. I'm already knowing that I'm going to be feeling this look and this texture. So let's talk a little bit about YWigs. I feel like I've told you several times why I love them, guys. The quality is 100% there. I always use their double drawn hair, and I prefer it in 20 inches. Remember, the longer the boho hair, the less you have to put in to get a full look. And so they did send me 18 inches, but I would always recommend going with 20 inches. Their bundles are super full, super affordable, and you literally get double the amount of hair from one of their bundles than you would from like beauty supply pack store hair. So I would always recommend purchasing hair from them off their website. They have a bunch of different curl patterns and colors, and if you are a braider, they also offer wholesale, which I absolutely love. I literally source all of my hair from my clients from YWigs now. So definitely something to look into. As always, I'm going to make sure I link their website in the description section so that you guys can check them out. Now I did what I like to call an advanced braiders pre-part, where I'm actually just parting from ear to ear, and I part out my rows at the top. Because this is Smedium, I'm doing 6 rows on each side, so I'm just showing you guys that it's 12 rows across the top. And remember that this is just a rough draft because we are going to go in and redefine these parts. Basically, I'm going to connect each side into that middle section, and I'm going to start my next row by parting in the middle and working my way out to the front. I know you guys have asked for pre-parting tutorials, and I am working on those for you guys, so make sure you guys stay tuned. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel, and if you ever have any video requests, you guys can let me know down below and I will get those out to you guys. The main question I get asked when I'm doing boho braids is how many pieces I put in per braid. So for those 3 rows at the nape of the neck, the first row I put in a total of 6 pieces, 4 going down the braid, 2 braided into the end. The second row I put 8 pieces, 6 going down the braid, 2 braided into the end. And for the third row I did 10 pieces, 8 going down the braid, 2 braided into the ends. Once I get to that row above the ear, I'm gonna really start to create my fullness, and the way that I do that is at the start of the braid, I'm gonna add 1 boho piece to the right and 1 boho piece to the left, and then I'm gonna continue to add boho pieces down the braid every inch to half an inch, and that's really gonna create the fullness. If you count out the pieces, it'll be about 14 pieces for each braid. It's gonna be 2 at the root, 10 going down the braid, and then 2 braided into the ends. Now, if I'm keeping it 100 with you, I really don't count the pieces for every single braid. I kind of just add it in as I go and eyeball it, but I know some of you guys need that number just to create a visual for you guys, so I'm giving you guys that number. But realistically, if you just add in a piece of boho hair every inch to half an inch, you guys will definitely get a full look. Now, YWigs bundles are super full, so you can definitely achieve this look with only 3 bundles. My client was really tall, so I did have to kind of extend the braids a little bit, especially when I got to the top of her head. But if you're doing a normal length, then 3 bundles will be more than enough hair for you guys to achieve this look. I do want to address single drawn, double drawn, and super double drawn, because under some of my other videos in collaboration with this company, there's been some confusion about what you guys will be receiving. A lot of people are interpreting double drawn as meaning you guys are going to get double the amount of bundles, and that's not the case. So single drawn hair has a lot more filler hairs. It's more of a tapered bundle look, and it will take more bundles to get a fuller look because there is a lot more filler hairs in there. Double drawn, which is typically what I'm sent, has a lot less filler hairs. This hair is a little bit heavier than the single drawn, and it's going to be thicker from root to tip, so you need less of this hair to create a fuller look. Super double drawn, I actually haven't worked with yet, but it will be the next step up from double drawn. It's going to be more expensive, heavier, and it's going to be a fuller look with pretty much no filler hairs included in there. So I want you guys to keep that in mind when you guys are purchasing hair. If you guys are purchasing single drawn hair, the hair is going to be lighter than typically what you would see in my video. It is going to have a lot of filler hairs, meaning that when you pull them apart, it's going to be more of a tapered look from these bundles. I always use double drawn hair. I never use single drawn hair because I feel like it's a waste with all the filler hairs in there. So I would definitely recommend double drawn or super double drawn hair. Now, when we got to the top, y'all, I was like experiencing burnout, y'all. This style took forever. This took me 7 to 8 hours to complete, and you guys know for me, I'm a really fast braider, so any style that takes me 7 to 8 hours is a really long time. It would take any other braider typically about 8 hours. And her mom is actually a braider, so she came in and literally got to work to help me finish because it was 12 o'clock at night, y'all. We were ready to go home, but I absolutely love the way that this style turned out. These are a Smedium size, like I said, so 12 rows across the top, 3 at the root, and for each row at the top, I am adding in that hair on the left and the right side, and I'm really showing you guys that in normal speed so that you guys can see how I'm creating that fullness at the top of my client's head. I have been loving the loose texture bohos, and so have my clients. I've heard that it's a lot easier to take care of because it doesn't wrap around the braids like the deep wave hair does. So this is loose wave in 18 inches. Again, I put in 3.5 bundles to achieve this look, y'all, and y'all been bohoing me down. Y'all as in my clients. Oh my god, y'all, I'm literally bohoed out. It's pretty much what I do on a daily basis. So any tutorials that you guys need to see surrounded around boho, please let me know and I will get them out to you guys. But I absolutely love the way that this turned out. I wanted to make these like Bora braids, but I started to realize that it wasn't as full as a Bora look would be. But it's still hella full, y'all. This is a lot of hair. Like I said, remember we extended the length, so I'm really excited for you guys to get into the finished look. I'm actually gonna show it dry before I dipped it, and then I'll show you guys the hair dipped, and you guys have to let me know what you guys think down below. So here is the finished look. I haven't dipped the braids yet, and she looks so bomb, guys. They are super full, but you guys can still see the braids in there, but it's still very much giving middle part bust down. This is a side part bust down, and oh my god, this girl was eating it down. I thought I got a video of me dipping the hair, but I didn't. So this is what the hair looks like when it's dipped. It did loosen out the curl pattern just a little bit, so beware of that, but the hair is still bomb, and my client actually liked it better when it was tamed. As always, thank you guys so much for watching my video. All the links to YWigs hair will be linked down below. Make sure you guys check that out, and I will catch you guys in my next video.